Today's episode is with a brave entrepreneur who has made solving problems his goal. Leaving the corporate world with a wealth of experience in training, sales, and business operations, he began his entrepreneurial journey and founded CustomX Solutions. Over the last decade, he has developed services to help businesses focus on what really matters to gain that competitive edge, improving their customer experience. Forever stylish, professional, and always with a smile on his face, Mazin, welcome to Failures and Beyond.
Thank you very much.
And there is the star, the smile is there.
That was an amazing intro. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, it's true. I genuinely feel that. And I've seen you speak in public before and share what your experiences have been. That's why I think you're truly authentic in your storytelling, because I think you bring the passion straight out and you're very clear in what your vision is, and that just speaks volumes. So thank you for coming along here. I want to start with one of my favorite parts of understanding someone, your why. So if you can share, what was the reason why you started CustomX? And if you can also go into what's the main problem that it's helping to solve?
Okay, so for anyone that does not know what CustomX is, let me give you a quick brief. Now, CustomX is a short word for customer experience. And what we do is basically we are a consultancy firm that focuses on doing two things: evaluating employee performance and helping companies improve customer experience. Now, of course, the ultimate goal is then to increase customer retention, increase customer satisfaction, and increase revenue and sales. So to keep businesses running and, of course, have the competitive advantage, like you were saying. Now, why did we start CustomX? I used to work for a company managing customer experience, and then I saw a gap in the consultancy world where a company focuses specifically on customer experience. And I remember I moved Fari to Dubai in early 2000s. And of course, Dubai was building this great, grand city. And companies here, like the retail stores or hotels or banks or cafes and restaurants, were not able to cope with the speed of the development that the Dubai leadership was actually working on. And that's where in early 2006, I was still working. That's where the light bulb moment came. It's like, we need this. In 2008, I started the business, and it was strictly to help companies improve customer experience and live up to the standards of Dubai. Of course, how we did it was we started with mystery shopping solutions, where we sent people to pretend like they're normal customers, but what they would be actually doing is really monitor the performance of staff and evaluate the entire journey and the customer experience. In return, we gave insights and data to clients and management who were able to make informed decisions and, of course, elevate their business and hopefully improve it.
Okay, so you saw that there was something that needed to be done that was not available here. And then that's what you capitalized on. Because I remember back in the UK, I grew up in the UK, and mystery shoppers was a thing. There were companies that were paying regular average shoppers, people on the streets, to actually go and, like you said, evaluate the level of service and you know how much attention the sales team were giving to you if you were walking into retail. And then they would feed that back as information to the brand. And I was surprised, because when I came here, I realized that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And I remember that Dubai was always proud of the fact that customer service was important to them.
True.
And training was important, and making sure that everyone has a smile on their face when you walk in and all of this. But I have realized that over time, the companies who actually take care and really training their staff are the ones who you have good things to say about them. And if they make a mistake, they own up to it. They don't try to blame something or someone. And I think it's really integral to the success of a company or a brand if they actually pay attention to their staff training, so that they can actually create a better experience for the customer.
Absolutely.
So it's fascinating that you saw that gap and you said, this is what I need to spend my time and focus on, building a business that is able to cater to companies for them to excel.
Absolutely. And it did not start from me or from CustomX. It really started from the leadership and the government of the UAE, because you see they put a lot of emphasis into improving, like you said.
Yeah.
There are a lot of initiatives and programs in government entities, in banks, in the country and the city as a whole, where everyone needs to raise the bar. And this is where we thought, okay, this is our consultancy business. This is the gap. This is where we could help businesses. And like you said, in the UK and in Europe in general, in the States, mystery shopping and part-time jobs are common. However, in the Middle East, it is not.
No.
So we had to also educate a lot of people about mystery shopping and part-time jobs where you can do it in your free time. What are some of the values that you can get out of it? How would you enjoy it? How could you make money on the side? So we had to do a lot of education in the last 10 to 12 years almost.
Amazing. Okay. So that's the reason why you started. And now I want to go into, let's touch a little bit upon the hardships. What would you say has been the most challenging part of your entrepreneurial journey so far?
When we started, that was definitely the biggest challenge. And I don't want to say anything cliche where, like, every entrepreneur, when they start, there are the common challenges that we face, of course. But the biggest challenge is as a consultant, we are a consultancy business. We were not a tech business that came into a market and wanted to disrupt it or to revolutionize something. We are a consultancy business. We sell our services, our time. I started the business, I was pretty young. So I was 26, 27. And I went to companies, and some of the largest companies in the country here, specifically in Dubai, where we tried to sell our services. And the biggest struggle was, who are you? Why would we work with you? There are a lot of international players in the market, a lot of international consultants in the market. Who are your clients? How long have you been in the business? So my answer has always been, we just started the business.
Yeah.
Who are your clients, Mazin? We're still trying to win one. How long have you been doing what you've been doing? 0 months. Yeah. So that was the biggest struggle. And we took that and we owned it in a way where, how can we do things differently that we can have an edge over maybe international players who are doing amazing stuff? And we focused on our understanding of the market, on our understanding of the dynamics of the region that we are in, especially when you go into some complex cities or countries. For example, Saudi. If you want to work in consultancy in Saudi, you really need to understand the dynamics of the people there,
Sure.
of the culture, of how things work. And things like that, where we really capitalized on, and we managed then, of course, to overcome this challenge and win business.
That's really interesting because it's something I've experienced, and I'm sure a lot of people, that when you're starting out, people are always asking you, so what's your portfolio? Can you send me your client base? And it's really hard to answer that question without looking like you've just started. So owning up to it, again, I agree with you. Be, authentic.
Be honest.
Be
Yeah.
honest and let people know, look, you will be one of my first clients. And I'm looking to work with, early adopters, or someone who's ready to take a leap of faith, or to start something new that's not been done before. That aspect actually does resonate with a lot of people. And I know that even to this day, when I work with a lot of freelancers, because I tend to work with freelancers and business owners that are also interested on the same level to excel and grow their business. And I always ask them, especially if it's freelancers, have you done this before? So if it's, whether it's creating a website or an app or whatever, have you done this before? If yes, can you show me some examples? And I'm always asking that because to see how confident are they to say, actually, I haven't done this before, but I have done something similar here. Have a look at this. And that just shows their level of confidence in their own capability. So you touch that directly, like, bullseye, that you said, we don't have that, but this is why we have the, market knowledge, and let us show you how you can grow your business in this way.
Absolutely. And what you ended with is perfect, because what we decided to do is to show them. So actually the first client we won was BMW Middle East. So the regional office in the region in the Middle East, where they manage the entire dealership network in the GCC. And the first project we won for them was actually mystery shopping all their sales network in the region.
Okay.
And
That's a big one.
the way we won the project was, before going into BMW, we actually conducted a pilot test run without telling them. because I anticipated the questions based on the discussion we just had. Like, who do you work with? What should we expect? Well, blah, blah, blah. So what I did is we actually sent people to evaluate their sales network in a few places,
Smart.
generated some reports, and then went to present to them. And when they started asking us questions like, how are you going to do this? What kind of reports are you going to share with us? Who are the people that you're going to send to our showrooms? What I did is like, do you mind if I connect my laptop? I want to show you something. And then they were like, this is our dealerships? And that's when they were like, okay, we want to work with this company. We want to work with this company. They do understand. They are proactive. They took initiative, and they're really working with us as partners to help us improve, as opposed to, just we want to win the business. Yeah.
I think that's really, really important that you showcased your services as a way to combat those questions of who are you, who have you worked with? Brilliant. I love that. I think it's really, really smart. Okay, I'm going to somehow take that and implement it when I do a brand new project.
I still do it till now, to be honest.
Very good.
Yeah, it helps.
I want to know from your experience, having an experience that was regarded as a failure or something that didn't work out or that really disappointed you, how did you take that and make it work in your favor to move forward and move beyond that as a stepping stone?
Like a real story that happened.
A real story. Wow. Let's get real. I want a real story, a juicy one.
Okay. I have an interesting story. And I don't think I ever shared that.
Ooh, an exclusive. Okay, I'm ready. I'm here. Let's go.
But when we started the business, it was a partner and myself. So we were two co-founders. He had a wedding dresses business. So he had a little store or a little office where they used to sell, him and his wife, wedding dresses to brides. Mm-hmm. So when we started Customex, we didn't have an office. So we set up one of those free zone companies and then a serviced office. So we were spending most of our time from his wedding business, wedding dresses business. And I remember I was talking to one of the largest banks in the UAE, and we were very close to win the business. And one thing I learned is you should never lie. And they asked me. So the bank was super supportive. They said, we do understand that you're young. We do understand that you're a new business. We do understand you haven't worked with banks before, but we like your energy. We like your knowledge. We like the way you want to approach our project. So we're keen to work with you, and they've shortlisted us. So it was a pitch process where we had about 12 agencies like us pitching for that project. Mm-hmm. We were shortlisted to 2 companies, and we were one of them.
Wow!
And that was in our early years. And then I remember the lady that was managing the project at the bank asked me, "Is like, do you have an office?" And I said, "Yes." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Okay, how many employees do you have?" I said, "We have 10." Employees.
Oh, Mazin, I can see this going so badly. Okay.
And then all of a sudden she said, like, we want to come visit you. Can we? I said, of course. I said, yes. And then we started scrambling. It's like, what do we do? Shall we remove the dresses? And then I picked up the phone and I called the lady. I said, listen, I did a mistake. I would like to apologize. I was caught off guard, but I was not honest. And to cut a long story short, she said, okay, listen, we were actually going ahead with you. We've selected Customex as the agency we've wanted to work with. Had you been honest and given me this answer in the first place, I would have still supported you and worked with you, but now we cannot.
Oh, wow.
And that was pivotal for me. That was, wow. So imagine if I did not lie, I would have won that project, and it would have probably been one of our largest projects till date, because it was the largest bank in the UAE. And that was my learning experience. There you go. It taught me a lot when talking to potential clients, existing clients, partners, even employees. There's no need.
No need to lie.
If it's meant to be, it will happen.
Yeah.
And obviously it had a negative impact on us, probably on our reputation with that bank. And that was the moment where I said, never, ever again.
That's a huge one because, again, it goes back to one of the points you raised earlier that how honest should you be when you're starting out? Because you don't want to look bad in front of a potential new client. You don't want to lose your, let's say, reputation before you even built it. But I think there is a strength in being honest, because even to this day, I get asked, so where is your office? We'd like to come and visit you. And I'm like, thank God now I have something to also fall back on. I'm like, COVID really actually did teach me a lot. I'm not going to spend on an office. I don't need to be.
Things changed.
I do events and I work with a lot of freelancers. So I'm very open with that. I don't say I have a team. I don't say that, I have X, Y, and Z. I just don't, because the number of people who keep saying to me, would like to come and, have a meeting in your office. I'm like, well, my office can be anywhere. That's the beauty I have in what I've created. And that's why you'll see that my costs are a lot lower than other agencies, simply because I don't have those overheads. So it's a plus point for you. And I made it work around, because I was tired of saying, okay, I'll just book a conference room or whatever. And it was exhausting to the point I don't want to lie when it's not my core business to be at an office. So you hit the nail on the head by realizing that. I mean, unfortunately for you, it was a little bit too late. You lost the project. But ultimately, I think you gained so much that it helped you move forward from that experience.
It was too late for the project, but it was too early for the business.
Yeah.
And that's linked to the previous question where we were talking about, what do we bring to the table, how to be honest with your clients. And honestly, that was the failure, or that was the mistake, that from that point onwards, we're 100% ethical, 100% integrity in everything we do.
It's huge learning.
Absolutely.
Tasjil.ae are the fastest growing UAE domain and hosting provider. Exclusive only to FabDXP subscribers, benefit from 50% discount on their hosting services by using the promo code FabDXP. Just visit tasjil.ae and you can elevate your online presence.